Poor Jock done went and got in his daggone feelings.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 8, episode 12. Like I said, poor Jock got in his feelings and messed up. You done messed up. But anyway, we're going to get to it. We're going to talk about it. Let's go. First things first. We go to this little club and Akbar is up there performing. And you see Sierra in the crowd having a drink and everything. And then we see Hiram and Stevie J actually sitting. And they're talking, Hiram's actually there to see new talent. He's searching new talent. He's there to actually see Akbar. Akbar approaches the table, and Sierra ends up approaching the table. Sierra sits down. She done got just as high as a fur coat, okay, on them little drinks she was having. And she tells Hiram, yeah, I wanted to talk to you anyway about your wife and her messy ass and stuff that she did, when she came for my birthday, came out of town with me for my birthday. He's like, well, no, this is a business meeting, so we could just talk about that another time, and everything. She said, okay, that's cool. Then she switched over to Stevie J and said, yeah, I want to talk to you too about your nephew and how he was in jail and you didn't show up. And that damn Akbar told her, bitch, let's go. She got her, pulled her up, took her outside, and told her, you ought to be ashamed of yourself with your drunk ass. You came down here, I just asked you to be here to support me. You didn't come down here with your messy ass on some old bullshit. And Honey Sierra was like, well, whatever, fuck you, Valerie. I don't care. I'm drunk. Drunk. And she really was out of order, but it was funny. No, it was funny. I ain't going to tell you that I didn't get tickled. I was very tickled, but she was out of order. She really was. Child. Akbar cussed her ass out, sent her away. She said, go away from me, Ratty. I laughed. It was a mess. Then we see Kirk, Jock, and Scrappy out there talking. That damn Kirk done gave Jasmine his phone number. Jasmine has steadily texted him like crazy, and he ain't told Rashida that she got the number. And Scrappy and Jock both told him, that's how you always get in trouble. Because now you look like you doing something sneaky. And you need to tell Rashida what's going on before it all catch up with you. But I got this sneaking suspicion he ain't going to tell Rashida, and it's going to catch up, and it's going to be a whole mess, and Rashida going to let him have it when it could all really be avoided if you're not doing anything wrong. But knowing Kirk, Kirk think he's slick, and he think he back in good. He might be trying to screw Jasmine a little bit. Slick. Slick. Once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't trust. I don't. I'm bad with trust. Y'all know that. I done told y'all that before. Moving on. Everybody goes to where they were at. They were actually at Carly's family's place. There was a huge house and all this land and everything. Carly got this cousin, and she was being very, very messy. Very messy. She wants to talk about, well, where is Arkansas Mo? And Carly said, oh, no, he's not here, but we good. And she wants to talk about, well, no, we'll know him anyway. You want you engaged to him, we know Jock. And they want to keep on talking about Jock and Carly's relationship. And Kendra sitting there, I'm like, she messy as hell. Kendra was like, this is messy. I'm going to go outside. Kendra handled herself like a lady. She really did. She's like, I ain't got that to do. She went on about her business because it was really shady. The next day, they were out doing their own little separate thing. Kendra, Carly, and Bambi were together. And Carly told her, my cousin's a little bit messy, and I'm really appreciative of how you handled yourself. I thought you handled yourself excellent, and it was shady, and she didn't have to go there, but my family, that's just kind of how they are, you know. And she was like, no, 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 girl, everything's fine, and they actually hugged. They hugged, and it was cool, no problem. Um, Rashida, Mimi, and Pooh were together, and Pooh thought she wanted to try this again. She knew she was supposed to use her words, and she wasn't supposed to fly out the handle like that. And she regrets it, so she wants to try to talk to Carly again, and all of that. And then they were actually in this store, and they were actually seeing that there's like bleaching creams just right in the regular little stores. And they were going back to the stuff that Spice had told them was like, oh my gosh, it really is like that. So I was like, oh God. I just think wherever I see Pooh, I see smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire. I just don't trust her. I think she's a messy bitch. Period. I really do. I don't like Pooh. Pooh's messy. But anyway. So then there was another conversation where there was Pooh, Carly, Mimi, and Rashida. And they get to talking. And she's trying to do this apology. And it ends up going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then it got all confusing, and I didn't know who to believe. Because at one point, Carly was admitting to messing around with Pooh and her husband. Then at another, she was not admitting it and wanting Pooh to say she wanted an apology for the benefit of her daughter. So it was all really stupid. But when it all got down to it, I'm just going to tell you this. I believe that they all really did mess around. And I believe that Carly really did give Sal a shooter on top of when she jumped on Hiram's man part. I think she don't know what she doing, and she gave Sal a shooter. And I believe Pooh is actually telling the truth. Now, you a messy bitch to be telling the truth. And Carly, you a nasty bitch to be running around town shitting on people's husbands and stinking up their houses, you nasty. So, girl, you run around painting the children. That's nasty. Anyway. And Pooh was like, don't I care about no threesome, girl? Everybody's doing it. No, bitch, you're doing it. Nasty ass. Then telling it. Anyway, then Cardi got mad all over again. They go on the van, and Pooh plays a message out of her phone that was the opposite of what was in Carly's phone. So now Rashida and Mimi is like, what the hell? I said, girl, Carly lying. That's all. That's all that's to it. So that's that. So later on, we actually see Stevie J sit down with Scrap De Leon, and they actually talk. And Stevie's sitting over there. I said, Stevie, you know you really need smacked in the face because you just sitting there being all cavalier, honey. And Scrap, you can see Scrap was real irritated. And it was just the fact that it was Stevie and not some other dude that he wasn't flying off the handle. Stevie apologized for not showing up for the court, down to the jail thing. He's like, I had my own stuff going on and I should have reached out on it. Trifling. You didn't show up. Then he apologized about the thing with Tommy. And he's like, nothing happened. She pulled it out, but nothing happened. I was like, you can believe as much of that as you want. Everybody that's seeing what Stevie got, and listen, I'm telling you, if I'm around and Stevie pull it out and he tell you ain't nothing happened, he lying. He's lying. And Scrap know he lying. Because he know when he pull his out what Tommy do. And Tommy done did the same thing to Stevie's, probably more than what she do to yours when you pull it out. Child, I said, go on, Steve, with that mess. But they supposedly squashed it. I said, and the explanation he gave said he's family. He's uncle and he's family. I said, fuck your woman. Whatever. Because it ain't had no business being out. But whatever. And again, I'll repeat, if me and Stevie J is together and it's out, you know what the story's given. Anyway, moving on. So then we got Scrap and Bambi talking. And he telling her he want another baby. And she's like, boy, ain't nobody trying to have no baby. Some kind of way the conversation led on over to the fact that Kendra don't want to have no baby with Jock. Now, my question was, Why do Jock want another baby? He got 2011 of them. Why do you want to have another baby? If you don't go sit yourself down somewhere, Jocille, your name is Jocille, which means you should have 2011 babies with a dumb name like Jocille. Go sit down. But Scrappy ended up telling Jock that, and it was right before they went to this overnight party, and he was actually going to propose to her at the party, but he got all the way in his feelings. He was feeling some kind of way. And I said, oh boy. Okay, but before we get to that, let's talk about Tokyo, Shekinah, and Carly. They were talking, and they had just came up. They said, listen, this is what we're going to do, girl. We done came here on vacation. We're supposed to be having a good time, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to ignore the fuck out of Pooh. We're just going to ignore her. And they were like, yeah. I said, they so shady. They so shady. And they did. And she didn't care because she was naked at that overnight party. She was twerking her big old funky ass. And guess who had the nerve to get caught up and was over there putting water on her and grinning? You all seen the thumbnail. Jock with that drunk shit. Baby, that Kendra got Jock and cussed his ass out. Honey, pulled him off of that stage. Talking about cussed his ass out. He gonna try to flip that on her and tell, well, you telling people that you don't want to have no baby with me, this, that, the other. She's like, are you serious right now, Jocille? You gonna try to bring that on me? He gonna say, because when we even, he was really in his feelings about that. Baby, she got telling him off. She had this cute little outfit on. And she went right on back out the door. I said, Jock, I think you done messed up. You done got all in your feelings, and I think you done messed up with that dumb stuff. And you don't need no another baby. Damn it. That's where we cut out at. Just a mess. I can't wait to see what goes on next week because Kendra was mad. Like all the stuff that has happened before, she has let go and she been pretty cool. But for some reason, this tipped her off. She was mad, honey. I said, you can see it all in her face. I said, but that pouring that water on Pooh's butt, that was a little too far. I would have pulled him off stage. I'd have probably punched him in his back real hard. I'd have punched him so hard that his hair would have turned blue again. Fucker. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all next week. Later.